I think it's something you play sports with. The small rackets is what I'm thinking of that you play badminton with.
So it probably would have been a sport or something that you used, because I bet it wouldn't be for any kind of like surprise if a boy wanted to use this.
Y'all are right on about it being part of a sport. These came from the Native American Choctaw Nation. And this is rackets for a game called Stickball. It's called the little brother of war because they would settle disputes sometimes instead of fighting, except they would play stickball. But sometimes before a battle, they would cut themselves, and they would be bleeding during this battle, before the game rather, not the battle. And,
That's weird.
There were no...
Would little kids play it?
This is mostly men. But there's a little leather-covered ball about that big, and you have to catch it and throw it and hit a pole. A pole about like this, so it's pretty hard. You're running all the time. You've got a long field, and they have a pole on both ends, and so you have to hit your pole.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to throw it with this. You have to catch it and throw it to your team members. But you can hit anybody with one of these. You can push them down. You can do anything. There's no rules. They still play. The Native Americans, the Chickasaw, the Choctaws, the Cherokee, all of the southeastern tribes, they still play stickball, although they don't settle war with it like they once did.
Mm-hmm.
There was a stickball game down around Columbus hundreds of years ago where many people were killed.
Trying to play it.
Just because that was...
It was so hard.
It's a very violent game.
Yeah.
They just hit them across the face and...
They did whatever. That's why they cut themselves. Show how tough they were, maybe?
Yeah,
To
I wouldn't do that willingly.
No,
Neither.
but to fight through their pain.
Yeah, I think so. Be strong.
You'd have to train years if you wanted to be that strong.
I think the best warriors were good stickball players. There's a game today that's played with something like this.
Today?
In today's world.
Not as violent, I'm assuming.
It isn't, but
It's still pretty violent. But it would be a little more complicated.
it would be. If there's no rules
Yeah.
except to win.
No boundaries.
No boundaries, that's right.
You'd have to cut yourself in the right place for me to do it. If I had to, I'd cut it probably right here where a vein didn't run through my arm.
Where you wouldn't lose too much blood.
Yeah.
I wouldn't at all.
I
I'd just
wouldn't
be like, I'm out.
at all, but if I had to, I'd do that.
Yeah.
This is Behind the Scenes with the Museum Kids. I'm Olivia,
And I'm Rosie.
and we're the Museum Kids.
Thank you, Pilot Club. Thank you, Pilot Club, for donating money to us, and thank you for sponsoring our snowflake balls every year. The snowflake balls are the best. I go to them every year, and this year was actually my sister's first time, and she loved it. So you did great things for us, and the cookies are pretty good too. Sparkles, sparkles.